Oh, hi there. I didn't see you. Sorry, I was enjoying a glass of Scottish Iron Brew. Welcome back to another episode of Iron Spectates. You're loving them, and I'm here to provide. So we're in the tips again. I'm sorry to say. I guess I say sorry to say this is exactly what you want to see, right? So let's do a quick rundown of teams. Let's get into things first and foremost, though. If you like the Iron Spectates series, you want to see more of them. If you haven't watched the last couple, I would highly recommend you do so because they're a blast, but they are definitely me just tangenting ever so slightly. So, Nasa's top lane, decent pick, especially in this deal. You can draw things out very nicely. Kayn in the jungle. In the last episode of, I almost said Full of Diamond. The last episode of Iron Spectates, we saw Kayn that ran rampant on an entire squad of players. Zoe mid. It's fine, I suppose. It's not really a champion I particularly want to play myself, but at the same time, I understand the merits of the thing. Miss Fortune, do like Miss Fortune. I don't think she's like that crazy strong right now, like super particularly strong, but nevertheless, I think she's like a safe enough pick. Braum as well, absolutely fine pick. Set on the other team though. Red side, we got Set top lane. I think he got like, I don't know about nerfed, but like certainly like he lost some power. I think. Volibear as well, lost some power in top lane. But I think he's still a decent jungler. Lux mid is absolutely great right now. She's really high win rate, really strong champion, very, very abusable. Jhin, pretty much fine. But yeah, I think red side, bot side have a bit of a clincher on that one as far as things go. Braum, face check and bush. He's going to get queued back by the peg. There's going to have to be a flash coming out here. Ignite comes out as well though. Of course, Volibear flashes. Of course, Jhin flashes too. Meanwhile, on top side, we had a little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Jessica by my side. A little bit of Rita is all I need. Set, duking it out with an Asus. Doesn't really end up going tremendously well, though. We got Kayn still trying to invade on it, though. They're still trying to make moves. They're in the enemy jungle here. They may want to be careful. I don't know if Kayn, it would appear that he is committed to the idea of trying to take red buff. This could go incredibly wrong, though. We got red side in blue bot jungle. We got blue side in red bot, and red top jungle, I should say. And I'm thinking, what can happen here? I honestly think they just, I don't think Set needs, he doesn't need to do nothing here. He's punching, but he's getting dinked. Boom! Big Q coming out of Zoe there. Big pick coming out from Kayn. We got TP from Jhin to top side. Hold on a minute. What is he doing? Why, what are you... I am trying to question mark ping. You can see at the bottom right of the screen. I'm question mark pinging as hard as I can right now. That's going to be an easy pick. And now Jhin is top side. 1 minute 48. The minions have crashed. Nobody's there. Pyke's still doing the leash for the Volibear. I think everybody's confused about that one. Meanwhile, Set's trying to come back in on that Kayn, trying to make something happen, trying to defend an already gone buff. Go get your minions. He's trying to still juke out level 1. He's got the lethal tempo. He's getting a decent amount of damage to set onto the Nasus here. Braum is going hard. I honestly think that now that like Jhin, I didn't realize that he took TP. I don't know why he would really, like, I can see the merit in taking TP on a bot laner. Like for instance, like Ezreal. I think that after like you get to a certain point in the game, heal kind of has diminishing returns as far as it goes. Like when you have like a Death Dance and a Blade of the Rune King, you're kind of like, do I really need the extra like 300, 400 HP in burst? Which I'm sure you could absolutely use right later on in the game. But I'm just saying, like, as far as she goes, sometimes it's not entirely necessary. The Pyke is going incredibly hard on this Braum, by the way. And Braum, doesn't seem to be learning any lessons from the Endeavor here. He's not got any bullets up, though. He's out of ammo. So that was maybe a wasted exhaust, but at the same time, I understand the logic. Still, though, for God's sake, man, he's not respecting the Pyke at all. We got set in a bit of a sticky situation on top side here. Tried to pull off the 2v1. And I tell you what, he actually did a pretty decent job, but it's going to be Kayn picking up another little cheeky dink onto that set there. Now, Kayn is off to a fantastic start, right? Kayn is really bad at the game early on, right? Like, I don't mean the person playing the Kayn. I mean just Kayn in general. I think Kayn's pretty, like, meh. Like, super meh early on until he gets, like, at least his transformation. Then he starts to become, like, a champion. Kind of like AP Shyvana, or just Shyvana as she's now known, until before she hit 6. That was a really good dive. Actually, clean dive from Zoe on mid there, getting the kill onto the Lux. Meanwhile, though, bot side, we actually get a punish onto Pyke. I need to rewatch it because I need to know what he actually did wrong. I mean, he's pretty low as is. He drops the Q. He eased into the Misfortune. But they managed to land the Q onto him from the Braum to get that passive down as he was coming in. So, like, Miss Fortune gets a really, really easy stun. I don't think Jin was tremendously entirely committed to that. I mean, if he had heal, who knows what could have happened. Could have saved him. Could have done a backflip, maybe. I don't know. Can Jin do a backflip? Can Urgot do a backflip? These are the questions that I'm using. Bot lane are really set up nicely here. That being said, it doesn't look like the XP difference is, like... It's actually pretty much, like, even here. But we do have Zoe coming for the roam on bot side. This is, like, a very, very bad idea, though. Like, Pyke times it very nicely. However, hold on. Miss Fortune just turns it. Can you just shoot him on time? Shoot him one time. Now you're in a very, very sticky situation here. He needs one more Q to get that pick. Can he get it? He goes for the E. He takes a little bit of tower damage, but he's not going to get any other, like, consequences from his actions. When will you learn that your actions have consequences? You might think, Ross, you're not keeping up very well on all the kills and stuff happening. I like you to understand that it's 4 minutes in this game, and we have 7 kills on the board here. I am keeping up as fast as is humanly possible, but it's difficult when, you know, there's so much going on here. Like, you know what I mean? We have Kane who's come bot side. Manages to get a W onto the Pyke. It's not going to happen though. Like, this is going to be a difficult bot. Like, maybe not Jin, but Pyke is just by nature, right, difficult to collapse onto because he just goes invisible. He does his E. He yoinks you around a little bit. You know, it is what it is. We have a nice little gang coming on top side though. Nas is maybe a little bit pushed up. E coming out from the set, pulling him back. We're going to pull up a flash. Very good. Oh, I saw what you were going to do there. Yeah, he had restraint. Volibear, you had restraint. That's very good. It is very good. You've done this joke 3 videos in a row. Don't do it. People like it. But do they? I think, like, as far as it goes, the thing is, right, Pyke is like a, you know, he's a mobile champion. He does quite a lot of damage. He's kind of a scary guy. Here's the thing, though. Especially in, like, elo like this, I honestly, with 100% confidence, can say that if you wait long enough on this bot lane, the Pyke will outplay himself, right? The kill that you got onto this on this bot side right here, he outplayed himself. You don't have to necessarily take the initiative to be like, yo, we're making moves. I'm gonna flash W onto a minion, miss my Q, E in the wrong direction. I'm not gonna deal with that. It still works, dude. And when it works, it works. Like, I don't know. That was an amazing play from Braum, and he did nothing. Like, can you imagine? He's gonna tank another tower. Both of them almost died to the tower. Get away from the minions. You're still tanking the minions. Get away from them, dude. You have 30 HP. Dear Lord. I don't even think I really necessarily want to watch the replay on the maneuver with which Braum hit me with there. I don't think I have it in me. I really don't think I have it in me. We got Nasus committing topside here. He's gone onto tower. That's he's only got 80 stacks, but he's hitting kind of hard on that boy there. Meanwhile, 3 kills happened at the same time, man. It's I don't know if they planned this out. Presumably not, right? Kane's going for the invade onto wolves. I don't think it's like a, I don't know, like, I understand pushing the advantage, but like I feel like if you see that, I mean, you're a level up, right? But like, it's a very risky maneuver. You're playing with fire just a tad, considering like you have 0 priority on this, right? So like I'm totally behind champions invading and stuff. I don't think, especially considering Kane hasn't backed, right? So there's like as a learning thing here, because like I would like to make this like constructive criticism as far as it goes, and I don't want to like be mean-spirited and be like, haha, I read bad. Right. There's like a good number of things that you want to take into account here. Yeah, Kane is a higher level. That's true. However, Kane has a definitely weaker early game as far as dueling is concerned when compared to Volibear. Like, he's got hard CC, he's got like sustain, and he's got shield, right? And all of these things also all do damage. So like, it doesn't matter if you have like, oh, I've got Q and I've got W and I can go through a wall and get like 50 HP. That if you're just even not taking into account like items, he has a kit that is just better at dealing with what you're dealing with right here. And another thing you want to consider here is who does Kane, let's assume that this does go sideways, right? Let's assume, even though it did go sideways, let's assume that this is what's happening. Who is meant to help come and save him? Who saves the saviors, okay? Like, who comes and helps here? You, like, don't have any priority in the lanes, really, with which to have. I mean, I guess you got a little bit of blue priority, but, like on bot side. But, well, I mean, as far as the lane's concerned, it's really not that much. Like, it's pretty much, like, center. But, like, red side's pushed up pretty hard here. Zoe, even if she was paying attention, even if bot weren't also skirmishing, like, there is nobody in any position. And that being said, it is iron, so, like, nobody really cares, right? Like, people are just going to leave for CS. Like, leave the CS and just to die. But, like, if we're looking at, like, the optimal play here, that wasn't it, right? But, like, if they leave now, they're going to lose, like, an entire wave and then possibly more. And it's going to, like, end up, like, probably pushing eventually to tower and dying. And then, like, on mid lane, like, Zoe just can't leave because the wave is, like, perfectly centered, right? So, I don't know, right? That's what's going through my head in that regard. And I think, like, it's probably not right, but it's a thought that I've had nonetheless. I just think that there was nobody there with any capabilities of Roman to save him there. And it's just like, yeah, you know, I think a big thing about jungle, especially when you're looking to invade, is that, you know, you say, do I have the capabilities to do this? Like, for instance, if you're playing like a champion like a Mumu, who's like, or like maybe like, who's like pretty easily invadable, you maybe think, maybe I don't invade this Xin Zhao, you know? He's got the sustain, he's got the knock up, like, I only have a Q and a thing, right? If I'm gonna shoot for him, I better aim for the head here. It's really what you're saying. You gotta kill him in one fell swoop. You better make sure you catch him on low HP when he's already fighting a big buff. You don't wanna go like toe to toe when you're both on 8% HP, because he's just got this sustained damage and all that jazz that's just gonna bring you down. Now, Braum picked up a free kill onto the Volby there. Did he get buff? He didn't get a buff, which is very unfortunate. We got buffs coming up in a couple of seconds here. Oh yeah, of course. I was like, why is blue buff coming up like this late? But I realized that they actually took red buff on both sides. So like this will be coming up like 8 minutes-ish. But yeah, there's been a lot of kills. 12 kills in 7 minutes is actually, bizarrely enough, not the most kills I've ever seen in my life, right? At this point in the game. I'm expecting a lot. I tell you what, the theme of the last video was overstaying. I'm wondering what the theme of this particular one's gonna be. Overconfidence, perhaps? Because, like, Pyke, I mean, he's not Eing, so I'm presuming that he made a mistake there. Right, yeah, okay. So, I mean, I've tried to take that E before for the stun. You're not Stretch Armstrong, mate. You can't just magically fly behind him. Like, I know you're flying over a wall, but like, oh yeah, mate. Oh, I thought it might actually lived there. Now, regardless, right, we got Pyke pick. We have to maybe take into account, is this worth it? People need to get out as soon as possible. Like, we need stuff to get dropped. Volibear didn't commit. Volibear didn't commit. He's gonna get out. He's gonna get out, but Zoe's coming in now as well. The ignite goes down. The E from the Volibear comes in to get the shield. They get the drowsy. He get the Q onto Volibear, but the Jhin also gets drowsy. But he's not gonna get picked up. There's nobody in range to do anything here. But what we could see now is a possible dragon coming out. We got 3 people hovering it. Zoe looks like she's heading back to mid to try and get some of that priority back on the mid lane. But if at least Misfortune, Braum, and Kane decide to do it, it's absolutely possible. Now, Pyke and Jhin are probably going to move for this. We got Volibear coming down. I actually think that maybe it was like they waited a little bit too long. That being said, it would have been possibly better if Zoe could have like zoned the Lux off of that. She didn't steal it. We gotta get out of here, lads. No. Don't run top. Don't run towards top. Run down. Run down. You just run through the trap. It's fine. Do not walk towards the person that's gonna bind you. The person that's gonna just flying elbow you into the ground here. We got Zoe making big plays, going for the flash and the ignite onto the Lux here. We got the stun coming out for Volibear onto Zoe. We get the binding down. She's gonna fall. However, Misfortune needs like 1 or 2 more auto attacks. She's face checking the bush. She has no mana. She's very, very in a dangerous spot here. We got Pyke coming in as well. Q's onto the Braum, but it knocks her away. It knocks the Braum away from the light binding. Volibear's trying to recommit to this. Pyke's running around. I don't really know what's happening at this point. If he hits this Q, we've got a pick on our hands. She misses the light binding, dude. Are you kidding me? She whiffs it wide. They still get the double pick onto the Braum and the Misfortune. They're gonna walk away from that 2-0, and I think everybody lost that fight, if I'm being honest. You want me to be honest with you? Everybody lost that fight. Nobody won that. Even though red side technically, you know, got the picks. I mean, blue side got dragon. And Zoe Did Zoe get a pick? I don't even think she did. I honestly think that we came out of that all worse for the effort there. Still, there was a lot to that fight, dude. I honestly I don't know. Misfortune. Listen, I'm not gonna pretend that I haven't done exactly what Misfortune did, but even if a Volibear is 10 HP, I'd have to be pretty desperate to show off. Like, if I'm playing like a regular game that's not on camera, I would never take that, right? I will say if I'm on camera, if I'm like doing it for the bragging rights of getting a big KDA, I'll probably face check that every time. But for God's sake, do not face check a champion like that. They can do so much, as long as he has the jump on you, right? You don't want to, like, you're in the wrong neighborhood is what you are. Right, bullet time comes down. That's actually super duper nice. The Jin always wasted for sure. I do appreciate the Braum Wing behind the Misfortune and let her tank some. You know what it is? It's trickle down economics. You know what I mean? I'm helping you, Misfortune, so you got to take a little bit of the responsibility. I'm the one that, you know, got us the pick onto that pike. So, but what's in it for me, right? You know what I mean? You have to pay some of the HP toll for what's happening here. Now, ulti from Volibear comes out on this side. We also, by the way, we saw Braum completely whiff ulti as well, but I don't think that's tremendously important right now. We got Kayn with an ulti onto Volibear. He's gone for Red Kayn, which I think is a pretty safe decision. I mean, it could go either way. I honestly just think that Red Kayn is just better. I'll be honest. Like, I couldn't tell you. Like, I guess it depends on the specific scenarios. Like, let's say the enemy top laner is like a Quinn or something, or like a Teemo. I don't know if Teemo is the right person to pick for this particular scenario. But then also the jungler is like also someone fairly squishy, like Elise or something. Like, once again, I'm picking just the squishiest person I could think off the top of my head. Then I think like Blue Kayn is good, but I think when there's like some off tanks or tanks on the enemy team, like, you know, Volibear is presumably gonna be going for some armor on this team, hopefully, because they're 380 and, you know, or like he's gonna be building a lot of health, like Set would be doing, and also Volibear is gonna be getting a bunch of health, and Pyke, he's not gonna be getting any, but still, You get that drain off the ulti, you get a lot more HP out of it, and you do a lot more damage, right? So I think it's just gonna be worth it. Also, like, you get the CC. Like, I think that the W knock-up is so invaluable. Like, it's really, you can't put a price on like a big CC like that. That's actually super duper long and very easy to hit, I have to say. Cool, right? So that's gonna be the first Pyke ulti of the game. We finally get a pick out of it. Q is probably gonna. Oh, I was gonna say it's probably gonna land. She zigged. Instead of zagging, she actually zigged, which meant that they didn't manage to land that. We got another skirmish on top side. It really do not be ending, huh? It really doesn't end in any capacity. They're kind of like holding up. They're bunkering up at tower here. That being said, Set's still playing with fire ever so slightly. Nasus just going straight out here. You had Q. You had Q? Did you have Q? 4. Oh, you didn't have Q. I'm here like Volibear. You have one job, dude. Just press Q on the Nasus. But I mean, it doesn't really, like, he still got it, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was still fine, I reckon. She risked it. She risked it. They have no vision. They're just throwing things out. Volibear gets his shield down though. That's good. Stun. She's gonna have her Q coming up. It's already up. It's already up. But is she gonna be able to do much out of this though? She's now running from the Zoe. The Zoe's gonna commit. The Zoe is gonna 100% commit to this. I guarantee it. Oh, she doesn't. She's a coward. Ha 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 ha! You fool. Wait, no, she's still committing to this. She gets an E drop. She's got light binding up in a couple seconds. She's gonna throw it into the blind. I think like one thing I would suggest to this Lux is you know, I don't think you need to take a lot. You don't have to hold your spells back tremendously, but like I think like if you're hovering fights, you can afford to like wait for the right cue, right? Like it's not the highest cooldown in the game, but like, you know, when you're like skirmishing a little bit, just wait for Volibear to maybe land a Q. Like, you can chain that in. You can chain it from other things, right? Like, I think, like, the way I'm seeing her throw it blindly a lot, like, you can E for vision, and then you can make an educated decision whether or not you want to, like, risk the Q that may end up hitting, but you're not going to have vision necessarily. Or you say, like, okay, they're here. Volibear, send it, brother. Go for it, and then you can maybe chain off that. So Seth's is going to straight up ulti the Nasus. He's doing it to run away, which is absolutely fair enough. Honestly, like, the guy is 0-4. He's not having the greatest game. And also, I'll be honest with you, it's not going to get any easier for this set from here on out. I mean, Nasus got 200 stacks. I think that's actually pretty okay. I know this Nasus main's cringing, probably. 200 stacks in 14 minutes? What are you? Do you have fingers? But no, I think it's pretty decent. Not everybody can min-max their Nasus gameplay like a Dark Souls playthrough. Like, it just kind of is what it is. I think, like, this Pyke, at the beginning of the game, he had this attitude and coming into lane where I felt like he definitely knows, like, he's definitely the kind of person that thinks that he's always the smartest person in the room. Do you know what I mean? But, like, he's making a tremendous amount of misplays that I think, like, he's being punished for considerably. Now, Miss Fortune has bullet time. This is a bullet time. Oh, would you not use your ultimate, for God's sake? Can you believe that is the dream ultimate, man? That is the dream ultimate. Wait, she doesn't have enough mana. She uses her E, that's why. She was this close to having enough mana for bullet time. And she pressed E. E is such a sink of mana. Like, it's 80 mana, I think, flat across all. Actually, I think it gets more expensive. For what it does, yeah, listen, it's fine if you're, like, 100% HP. But, like, dude, oh, man, the spell is really, I really don't think it's all that worth it, to be honest. A lot of the time, I really do not be feeling it. I mean, we got the ulti down now for Miss Fortune, but at that point, like, it was kind of a guaranteed kill. Like, Kane's gonna definitely be on the Jhin, and it's gonna be fine. That being said, this is still a great fight. Great picks. I think, like, maybe we're overcommitting now, potentially. Got the Q on. I actually don't think she saw the Q landing onto Miss Fortune. I think she was, like, a little bit out of range. They were kind of backing up and playing backwards as it was happening. I mean, Lux is just, like, standing there, just soaking the damage like it's a World of Warcraft boss. She's soaking the technicals, dude. On Mythic Gahoon. What's happening? Not Gahoon. What's it called? N'Zoth. That's it. Yes, N'Zoth. He killed Seth. I was like, why did he use ulti? Did he just use that to farm? Because I've done that before. But no, he just, like, two-shots the Seth. Is it cringe? I know. Let me explain why, right? I've done the 1,000 stack Nasus challenge before. And the challenge being that, like, you're not allowed to attack, or you're not allowed to attack an enemy until you have 1,000 stacks on Nasus. It was very hard, by the way. Very hard. But, like, I've definitely ulted so that my cooldown and my Q is much lower so that I can get a lot more CS, right? That's just the way it is. He's pushing towards his Trinity Force pretty quickly. Black Cleaver's almost done on the Kayn. Oblivion Orb and Lost Chapter on Zoe. So we're half into Luden's, half into Morel and Omicron. I don't think that's... I don't really know enough about Zoe to say one way or the other, but I really don't think necessarily that's the play. We're going to get the stun off on Pyke. Punish. Flash out as well. Poggers. That's good. Essence Reaver on to Miss Fortune. I tell you what, dude. I've seen a couple of Miss Fortunes in the Iron Spectators that we've done so far. First one that I've seen that, like, actually is building right, I think, like, so far. What's she running? She's running PTA? Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, for sure. I think that's, like, she's got it on the money here. Did he just do the exact same thing again? Is he doing the same thing again? Brother, you just died the exact same way. You're doing it twice. Bullet time comes in. Jhin still takes a lot of damage on that. The E. Oh, he's gonna... So close to killing Miss Fortune. But now we've got Volibear. He is going to ulti. He is going to ulti. He is going to ulti. He's not gonna ulti. Why? Why did you do this to me, Volibear? Why did you do this to me, brother? What have I ever done wrong? See, if you just ulted, man, you could have, like, ulted into Q and then just ran away. I don't get it. You didn't even stay in your E for the shield. You hate to see it, man. 2 free picks. 3 free picks. And then Lux dies on mid as well. How did that happen? What happened there in that situation? The Lux lives with that much HP. That's just unfortunate, really, on the Lux. That's just super unlucky that ended up happening the way it did. Like, she's like really good HP, brings the Lux down, full combos, all that jazz, hits it, plays it pretty perfect, really. But then Zoe's like, I'm actually Zoe and I have 6 kills, even though I haven't finished a single item and you have a full item. I say no, is what I say. I look at this and I say no. Did I really see? I did not realize the misfortune was 8-2. 1,000 gold shutdown for Pyke on that fight there. We got Herald dropping onto bot side from blue. Jhin ulti comes down as well. He's going to want to run. He does not want to deal with that. He does not want to deal with that situation right there. Blue buff Kayn. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no. That's not what you want. Regardless, though. This is looking like a decent enough fight if they can collapse on this Kayn when he comes out. He's still committing to the fight, actually. The W goes down, manages to knock up 2 of them. Brom's now in it to win it. Zoe is now here. Jhin is in a very, very poor situation. They've just ignored the Kayn. They don't have anything to do with it. They don't want anything to do with them. They've gone straight on the Brom. However, the Brom flashes out, though. He gets a double knock up onto both the Pyke and the Volibear. Now we got bullet time coming in for a double kill on Kayn as well there. And that went from pretty decent to pretty terrible real quick. Lux is now on the wrong side of the neighborhood here. The wrong side of the train tracks. She just got bullied, brother. She got bullied. She had 4 people between her and the tower. She was in a very poor spot there. That's going to be third dragon, actually, of the game. For blue side there, they're coming in close on Soul. Nasus gets a tower of it as well, and I'll be real with you. I think that's a dead set while we're at it. He's got himself the Trinity Force fully finished now. Morello and Omicron has been... Really? I need to know why. What's the deal here? I understand Volibear has a little bit of healing on his W. I understand that Set's Grit also has... he gets more healing the lower HP he is, right? Better regen. Jhin has a Doran's Blade, and Pyke has his passive, but like, I can't for the life of me figure out why on earth you would buy Morello and Omicron first time when you're that ahead as well. Like, yeah, the Set's got healing, but he's incredibly weak right now. He's got ACS. He's just like, he's a non-factor as far as this game is concerned. Pyke has got a bunch of deaths. Like, I don't think you necessarily need to stunt his healing when he is basically like overcommitting to fights that he can't. He's biting off more than he can chew fairly regularly. He is Eing in without any escape plan, which is like the folly of playing a Pyke. Like, you have a tendency to like E in and then be like, wait a minute, how did I plan on getting out of this if I missed everything, which I did. That's a confusing one, dude. I don't even have any justification for it, realistically. I think maybe they thought like, oh, maybe it's like the opposite. You know, like when I was talking about last episode where I said like a lot of people in this elo, and my elo as well, they don't put any precedent, they don't put any like priority and value on grievous wounds when it is needed. But maybe this is like the overcompensation of that. So instead of it being like when it's needed, they're like, that champion heals once every 8 seconds for like 100 damage. Grievous wounds, get him, right? It's like the overcompensation for like that. Maybe they assume like, oh, nobody's gonna buy Morello and Omicron, so I'll just always buy every single game in my path, right? I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. That's always still doing great. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's not, I'm not hating on like the gameplay with which is always dropping here. The gameplay that is always putting down here. I just think that it could be better, right? I think that the build pathing could be a lot more efficient, a lot better off. She would do better, really. Well, she might not do better, right? She might not beat 10-2, but she'd certainly be like, it'd be more future-proofed as far as like a build goes, right? It would benefit her more in the early game. I mean, that Volibear just took like 10 different L's from Misfortune's L shooting t-shirt cannon. And I don't know what Set's planning on doing here. I don't think he's wanting to try and pick this fight when he's 0-6, really, does he? He's still not finished a single item, man. That's a rough one. 22 minutes and not having an item on the board is it hurts, dude. It hurts. It hurts. I think he might be able to get the terror out of this though. That being said, if he is actually maybe smart, I honestly genuinely think it was probably worth him anything for the terror. I honestly think he's like, there's no objectives I believe are gonna be like takeable regardless of if you're alive or not, right? Like they could be like, okay, we got this set pick, let's go Baron. But like realistically, if they wanted to take Baron, it wouldn't really matter if you were alive or not. If they're gonna 4v4, if they're gonna 5v5 it, they're kind of 5v4ing it anyway, right? Because you're there, because you're not strong. I'm sorry to say. Very good ulti there, decent damage. Overcommittal from Pyke once again, but that was like a 3-4 man stun there from the Pyke. I don't think it's going to make a tremendous amount of difference. So we got the Kayn ulting onto the Volibear. The Q comes out from the Braum onto the Jhin. He's going to get slowed, stunned. He's going to get dropped. Nass is behind enemy lines, gets the Q onto the Pyke, picks it up. Volibear dies as well. We're going to see a tower coming down here, but not before Nasus falls to it. We got Lux getting died by the Kayn, getting poked by the Zoe. We have the last bastion, the last line of defense is the Set, who walks straight into the Drowsy from the Zoe and dies to the Misfortune, pinging him with ping pong balls. He's gonna die. That's gonna be an inhib for blue side. I don't know if they can end this necessarily. We got 3 people up now. As soon as in a couple of seconds, they may be able to clear this out. Braum overcommitting. I don't know what you're doing there, gangster. Gotta be a little bit careful. I understand you got quite a lot of armor on the board there, but just, you know, be careful, because Pyke, he has ultimates. He's an angry boy, right? That's an easy commit. Well, it's not an easy commit. Bullet time does come down there. The Volibear is just tanking it. He's just tanking it. We managed to get the G of Misfortune though, which is actually quite a big pick. Don't forget she exists. Do not forget that she exists. Jhin, you forgot she existed. You're like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. She disappears from disappears from your peripheral vision, and you forget that you're like object based. Was it object based awareness or something, or movement based awareness? I can't remember what it is. Or is it like movement based permanence, where like if something isn't moving, your brain does not log it in the brain bank as like it being a thing that exists or ever existed, right? That's not good. You gotta be careful on that one. Still, we traded a couple of kills. I think we got more shutdowns onto the Braum and also the Misfortune, which is great. We got a nice little potential piece of damage coming out here. The Zoe's gonna fall. It's good stuff. I am not sure if this is in any way winnable for Bread side here. They're in a tight spot. The Nasus has got 400 stacks. He's doing Nasus things. I'm not saying that like he is invulnerable in any regard. I think Pyke is possibly gonna get clapped here. Like, I just don't think it's ever worth you trying to pick this fight. You know what I mean? Like, Pyke is. Oh yeah, I don't know. I honestly have no idea what's happening there. To be honest, like, he's behind enemy lines. They're just like taking towers and stuff. They destroyed inhib. Pyke, you need to get back to base, dude. You gotta get back to base, man. They're just ending the game. Set actually dropped a really fat ulti. Dear God, he got 1,000 gold. He can finish an item. He got a real nice ulti there. Comes out. Bada bing, bada boom. Walked under tower. Right, back off. Get your items. You can afford Trinity Force now. You should be able to afford Trinity Force. I guess like the towers are falling, but I feel like you would clear these a lot faster if you actually had a finished item. Wait, we got another pick onto the Misfortune as well. That's a lot of gold. More gold on his set. More gold on his set. How much gold is he sitting on right now? He's sitting on 2,000 gold. Set, please back, dude. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you back, dude. Nasus is going for the Cloud Soul. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think that that's necessarily that great. It's like an okay soul. I don't think it's like that great a soul. It's gonna be good for Braum, gonna be good for Nasus, but beyond that, I guess like Kayn's fine as well. But like, I don't think it's gonna make like the most amount of difference in the world. Is this guy me? Am I looking at a video of myself not backing on 2K? Is this what it looks like when I'm laning and I'm like, I'm sticking around with so much gold and then I die and I'm like, oh dear, I had that much and I didn't realize? Is this what it looks like? Please back. You're just doing it to annoy me now. You're doing it to annoy me, buddy. You're intentionally not backing because you know that I'm mentioning it. You'd rather fight. You'd fight with 3,000 gold in the coffers, but you wouldn't back and get yourself a Trinity Force and half another item. I can't believe it. I don't believe it. That's gonna be game. Kane. I mean, Kane he had a lot of big knockups in that game there. He had a lot of big knockups. That being said, there was a lot in that game that was setting them up for victory here. The TP top, I honestly really think that put bot side red behind a lot more than you'd think, right? The Pyke being super over ambitious with a lot of his ease, over committing to it, not having the stuff to back it up. Like, even when Kane is making like silly plays and invades and stuff like that, man, he was hitting his spells, and I think the Lux played well. Honestly, I think the Lux played well. The Jhin played fine. Even the Volibear to some degree. A couple of mistakes here and there, but I think like beyond that, it was kind of just like the set let the Wayne get away from him. I think the Pyke was a little bit over ambitious. But beyond that, it was a great game. It was a great game. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here and you want to see some more. I'm sorry that maybe I was a little bit like slurry, but kind of just like recently woken up and trying to get into things, you know what I mean? This has definitely woken me up though, so I'm gonna go have a coffee and do the rest of my day. But nevertheless, you have a fantastic day. Give the video a like so the algorithm gives me some juice, and see you later. Take care.